Welcome, my beloved friends, to Through the Bible with Brother David. Appreciate you joining with us today. And I want you to know that I'm thankful for each one who've used these uh, verse by verse Bible commentaries. That's what it is. And I don't try to be anybody else, just try to be myself. Couldn't be anybody else if I had to. But I do love the Bible, and I love the Word of the Lord that we read and to experience. The book is living, it's alive. And the more I read and study it, the more it speaks to me. Today, we finished up last time in verse 11 of John chapter 21. We want to back up today back to chapter 20 and verse 28, where Thomas said, "My Lord and my God," as he answered unto the Lord. Notice what he says there, "My Lord and my God." That's what Thomas said when he touched his hands and he touched the Lord's side. He says, "My Lord and my God," with a capital L. And that's who Jesus Christ is, Lord and God. I don't see how anybody could read the Bible and not believe in the deity of Jesus Christ. I don't see how anybody could read it and deny the deity of Jesus Christ. But it's so evident, especially in the book of John. I believe the Gospel of John bears out more the deity of Jesus Christ than any of the other Gospels, which all bear out the deity too. But it's so clear and so plain in so many places in the book of John. I've made mention of it as we've came through the book. The deity of Jesus Christ. And also, I'm going to read here some verses in a minute where Jesus declares that he is God. And I heard one preacher one time say Jesus never said that. That preacher needs to read the Bible. He's wrong. Jesus Christ very much did say that he was God. When we read about the deity of Jesus Christ, that word deity means God. When I was a young man, I didn't know what the word meant, but deity. And when I became a Christian, I kept hearing the terminology, the deity of Jesus Christ. I got a theological book that said the deity of Jesus Christ. And so I soon realized what was meant by the word deity. It means God. And when we apply the deity of Jesus Christ, we mean that he is God. And I certainly believe that. But certainly the deity of Jesus Christ is declared plainly in the Scriptures. The intimations and explicit predictions of the Old Testament, the theophanies, imitate the appearances of God in human form and his ministry thus to man. These are found certainly in Genesis chapter 16, 18. And then the Messiah is expressly declared to be the Son of God in Psalms chapter 2, Psalms 45, Hebrews 1, Psalms 110, many other verses as well. His virgin birth was foretold as by the means of which God would be Emmanuel, God with us, Isaiah chapter 7, and then Matthew chapter 1. The Messiah is expressly invested with divine names, according to Isaiah chapter 9. In the prophecy of his death, he is called Jehovah's Fellow. In Zechariah 13:7, his eternal being is declared. Micah chapter 5, verse 2. Also with Matthew 2 and 6, and John chapter 7. So we find many places that indicate and tell us that Jesus Christ is God. Well, what about Jesus Christ himself? I said, yes, he does say that. And he did affirm his own deity. He applied to himself the Jehovanistic I am. The pronoun he is not in the Greek, as is found in John chapter 8, verse 24, and John 8, verses 56 and 58. The Jews correctly understood this to be the Lord's claim to full deity in verse 59 of John chapter 8. Also in John 10, where also the he is not in the original. And I pointed that out to you before. The he was not in the original. He says, I am. It reads, I am he in our in our Bible, and that is correct. You can say that you'll notice the translators put that in emphasis so that we would know that it was placed there by them. But the Greek words for I am imply the he, so they correctly added that and put it there, and you can certainly say that. But Jesus himself actually said I am, just like when he appeared unto Moses in the Old Testament, and he also claimed to be the Adonai of the Old Testament, Matthew chapter 22, 42 through 45. And he also asserted his deity with the Father in Matthew chapter 28, verse 19. The Jews absolutely understood what he meant by what he said. And they got the message all right. They understood it. He exercised the chief prerogative of God, Matthew chapter 2, Luke chapter 7. He asserted his omnipresence, Matthew 18, John 3. His omnipotence in John chapter 11, when Jesus was 50 miles away. Mark chapter 11, we see his omnipotence. We see his master over nature, creative power, Luke chapter 9, John chapter 2. He received and approved human worship, Matthew chapter 14, John chapter 20. So you see, we could go on and on about the deity of Christ. No doubt, he was God, and he affirmed that he was God. He said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. I and my Father are one. The Jews understood it, and the New Testament writers ascribed titles of deity to Jesus Christ. The New Testament writers also ascribed divine perfections and attributes to Christ. The New Testament writers also ascribe divine works to Christ. The New Testament writers also teach supreme worship should be paid to Christ. The holiness and resurrection of Christ prove his deity. John chapter 8, Romans chapter 1. By these works and deeds that he has done, we can see the deity of Jesus Christ in all of this. And each of these, we could spend a lot of time turning the pages of the Scripture and reading the exact words of wherein he is no doubt declared to be God, where he declares himself before the Jews to be God. And we believe that he is God. As I've said before, how could you read the Bible and not believe it? How could you even think about reading it and say, well, I don't think he's God? That would be a very stupid thing to say. May I say to you that one particular thing about a cult is they deny the deity of Jesus Christ. And so I've tried to labor the point and emphasize that to you, and that a cult denies the deity of Jesus Christ. There are many cults. Cults are groups that claim to know God and try to masquerade themselves as some part of Christianity to some extent. And others still deny that Jesus is God. But the cults definitely deny him. The other religions of the world, they deny the deity of Jesus Christ. And right on, they deny that. That's one mark of a cult. Another mark of a cult is that they teach salvation by works. Do this and do that. Don't do this, don't do that. They have a ladder for you to climb. They have steps for you to climb. And all these things are human works that religion teaches men to do. But one way for sure to find out whether what you're around is a cult or not is to ask them what they think about the deity of Jesus Christ. I went to a funeral one time, and it was a Christian funeral, but the guy was also a member of a cult. And the excuse me, and the cultists got up for their part of the funeral, and they spake about the way to God was to keep the ordinances and the teachings of their belief. They never one time mentioned Jesus Christ. Not one time did they mention his name. And I know why, because they didn't believe upon him. Their leaders did not know him as God. And so don't be fooled by these cults. Notice what they say and what they don't say about Jesus Christ. I noticed in particular when those guys got up wearing their white robes and all this stuff, how they made no mention, period, about Jesus Christ. And how they talked about going to God through the ordinances of their bunch. And they're a cult. It is a cult that teaches that. So my dear friends, remember that Jesus Christ is God, declared himself to be God, showed himself to be God by many infallible signs and wonders that he did, because he is without a doubt God. He's appeared to me through the Spirit of God, and the Holy Spirit declares that he is God. And as he breathes upon you, he will tell you that yes, he is God. My friends, I'll be closing out a little bit early on this message today, but I just wanted to remind you that today we've met at Table Rock Lake, a beautiful lake and a beautiful place to be at. And I've said this before, occasionally we have some family members that attend with us. We have had one or two other people to join in with us from time to time. But if you would like to join for a live video on a Sunday morning, just let me know. And I'll tell you where we're going to be at. And we'll bring some breakfast, some coffee, and we'll enjoy our breakfast. And then we'll enjoy the Word of the Lord from the Bible. And so I'd love to have you join with me. I'm not trying to start a church. I am not starting a church. But if you'd like to meet with me for these videos, or even from time to time, you'd be welcome to do so. I usually do 3 or 4 of them at a set. And if you don't want to stay for all that, that's fine. You can leave and go your way. But if you would like to come, that'd be great. Now, I don't do question and answer sessions. When I'm recording these, I record them. I wouldn't want to be bothered and interrupted while I'm recording these with questions. But if you did have some questions for me, I could answer them before or after I do the videos. And so I don't want to get off into some discussion, and I want to be constantly doing through the Bible when I do the videos. But if you'd like to join us, please do so. You'd be very welcome. And again, as I've said before, I make a point to pray for each of my subscribers and viewers on Saturdays especially, and other times as well. And so if you have a special prayer request, you just let it be made known. You can send that to my comment box. If it's too personal for that, and I understand that's pretty much seen by the world if I want to see it. But you can send it to my email if you'd like to, and I would promise to pray for you. dparker 4825@yahoo.com. So if you would like to do that, that'd be wonderful, and I would promise to pray for you. Now, for some of you who are gifted in music, and you can sing or play an instrument, if you really can, and if you're of like faith and like belief, and you would like to do some music for us, that would be good too. I wouldn't let just anybody do that. But if you can sing or play an instrument, and you would like to do so for us, that would be a blessing as well. Like I say, need to be someone of like faith. If you're not, then I would not allow that. But if you are and you have those gifts, I'd be honored to have you to come and join us for one of our videos. So keep those things in mind, if you would, and come see us, come be with us, come worship with us. May God bless you till we meet again.